Welcome. You're watching the Lead News Network. I'm Anna Childers.
And I'm Liam Sell.
Well, we are coming to the conclusion of an exciting week. It seems every year I come back, it's a little better than the last.
Every year is just so amazing with these speakers, and I always walk away with something even more valuable. This year, it was an engagement ring. I'm so sorry. It was for the bit. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, please.
Thursday morning, campers prepared for their last day before final legislation. They moved to the gym for another message from John Noyes on the death of humanness, where he talked about the importance of being made in the image of God.
Because of the Canadian wildfires, Feats of Strength was moved to the gym. And to buy time for the setup of it, campers participated in a plank competition.
For the plank competition, Kateri Joy Peterson from the Red Raccoons won for the girls with a time of 7.5 minutes.
7.5? That's actually so impressive.
Noah Heggie and Brian Hayes tied for first for the guys from the Blue Bears with a time of 11 minutes.
11 minutes? You guys get a gold star for that.
After a camp photo and lunch, campers continued to prepare for Friday's events, including Moot Court, whose final hearing was before a panel of judges, including Ms. Jelaine Appling and some lawyers.
That's cool. What is that, though?
Earlier, I got the opportunity to interview Ethan Ton, the Moot Court director, to answer that question. Thank you for joining me for this interview, Ethan. My first question for you is, what have you in the Moot Court track even been doing? Like, where have you been? I don't think anyone knows what you guys are, or there's questions if you guys actually exist.
Well, we have been hiding out in Mod Y, which is to the left of Old Main, if you're walking to Old Main from the cafeteria. And we have been doing basically all of our sessions there. And so we've been spending a lot of hours in the shed.
Okay. Please explain, what does Moot Court do? What do they even do in there?
Well, first of all, you need to know what Moot Court is. So Moot Court is simulated oral argument in front of the Supreme Court. So the students are playing attorneys who are defending a particular position in front of the Supreme Court. There are two people on each side, so there are teams of two. Two of them are defending one position, two of them are defending the other. During their argument, the Supreme Court justices are asking them questions in the middle of their argument, just interrupting them, and then they have to answer those questions and then get back to the material. But because it's in front of the Supreme Court, the purpose is to be as respectful as possible. So when the justices ask you a question, don't ignore it, try to answer it for as long as you can, and then you can get back to your material. So what we're doing is we're prepping them, one, to write their arguments and to understand their arguments, and then two, to be prepared to answer questions about really niche pieces of case law.
My last question is, it has been rumored that Moot Court has skeletons in their closet. What do you have to say to that?
You'll have to come and find out.
Oh.
There may or may not be skeletons in our closet.
Oh.
As well as baseball bats in our room that we may or may not be swinging around very often.
Interesting. Thank you. That's my last question. I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thanks.
After dinner, everyone watched the Feats of Strength Awards. Congratulations to the Macaroni Ponies for the narrow victory.
Campers stayed in the cafeteria for an evening Q&A session with Miss Jelaine Appling and Pastor David Skane.
It was a bit of a powwow, if you will.
We won't.
Afterwards, campers witnessed the Business Investment Summit, where campers invested in their favorite businesses. We got to speak with some of the executives to see what's really going on in the business track this year.
All right, so what's your name?
My name is Elias.
Oh, Joshua Zipper.
Hi, my name's Seth.
What have you guys been doing in the business track?
We've been selling sensors through a computer simulation called CapSim, making a bunch of strategic financial decisions to try and undercut our competitors and make the most profit possible.
In the business track, we have been producing products nonstop. We have been promoting these products and just trying to make some profits.
Trying to make a little bit of profit. Maybe $1 or $2.
What have you been doing to grow your business?
We focused a lot on investing early, so our marketing was a huge thing for us, and our capacity, production, and automation to lower the cost of making the sensors, to make it so that we can have a lower price for our valued customers.
To grow my business, we have been promoting production and also just analysis so we can have more awareness and accessibility to our customers.
Selling more sensors.
How have you been trying to gain new investors while keeping old investors?
So I've been talking to some people lately, and let's just say it this way: who doesn't love money, right? Digby currently has the highest stock. We have the most consistent stock growing price. Everybody else has been super inconsistent how they go up and down. Digby has steadily gone up at a very steady rate, and that's my pitch. Like, you want money? Invest in Digby.
To gain in new investors, as you've seen, we recently lowered our stock prices a little bit. This is because we want accessibility for all of the campers, and then we're going to skyrocket right back up in the next 2 years.
Thank you for your answers.
Early Friday morning, campers piled into the bus and headed to the Wisconsin Capitol for final legislation.
Let's head over there now.
I'm Ezra Jaenchen reporting from the Capitol. Currently, the Assembly and Senate members are arguing for their bills to get passed. The members of the Assembly are meeting in the room of the Grand Army of the Republic. There, each caucus has the opportunity to argue for their bill and against the opposing bill. When this is complete, each representative in the room will vote on whether or not they want their bill to be passed. The Senate does the same, but with the addition of amendments. This allows them to improve their bill and have a better chance of passing it. I'm sure they are all having a great time, so let's see what they have to say so far about their experience here at LEAD. I'm here with Senator Standerwick, and thank you so much for taking this interview.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
All right, so my first question for you is, what brought you back to LEAD?
Well, LEAD was such an amazing experience last year, and I found it a joy to be around people that have the same mindset as me.
What is something interesting that's happened in your time at LEAD that makes it so memorable?
Well, let me just say that last year, my team, the Green Gators, lost. It was so disappointing, but this year, as a macaroni pony, we conquered. And it was amazing. It was an amazing experience being able to hold up that trophy and say that my team won. And I loved being able to have redemption from last year.
I'm here with Senator Henderson. Thank you so much for taking this interview. My first question for you is, what brought you back to LEAD?
The great speakers, the fact that we get to vote on our bills in the Senate, and seeing Daniel. I love seeing Daniel.
That's awesome. What is something interesting that's happened in your time at LEAD that makes it so memorable?
I've been doing the Trump impression voice. I love it so much. That's what it's been.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. I'm here with Senator Grinnell. Thank you so much for taking this interview. My first question for you is, what brought you back to LEAD?
Last year was a really great experience for me. It was very enjoyable and fun. And not just the bills and the caucus, which I really enjoyed that, but the games and how they focus on the Bible. I think that was really fun.
That's awesome. I'm here with Attorney Shore. Thank you so much for taking your time to take this interview. So my first question for you is, what brought you back to LEAD?
Well, this is my last year that I can really do LEAD as a camper, so I wanted to come back for one last time. And when I learned that the Moot Court track was an opportunity, it sounded really interesting, and I wanted to give it a run.
Awesome. What is something interesting that's happened in your time at LEAD that makes it so memorable for you?
For me, I think it's a lot of it comes down to the challenge. Like in Moot Court, we've been able to have a lot of challenging conversations as far as worldview and actually thinking for ourselves with critical thinking. And so I think that's been a big thing for me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm here with Representative Downs. Thank you so much for taking this interview. My first question for you is, what brought you here to LEAD? And after a week being at camp, how do you feel about it?
So the reason I'm here is my siblings have always done it, and my churches are always done it. And after a full week, I've learned a lot about how the bills work and stuff, so I think that's cool.
Awesome. What was something that happened that you either didn't expect or you felt unprepared? Maybe this could be in a good way or a bad way. And how did you deal with this issue?
I didn't expect my bill to pass, and it did. And I wasn't necessarily prepared, but it did. But I was, so yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm here with Representative Bott. Thank you so much for taking your time to do this interview. My first question for you is, what brought you here to LEAD? And after a week here at LEAD, how do you feel about your decision?
Yes, I came here to LEAD based on some really good reviews I heard from my friends in the NCFCA, and I've really enjoyed my experience. Learning more about what happens here at the Capitol has been very valuable for me. Even though I don't think I'll go into politics myself, now I understand what those in politics are facing. It's been a great experience.
That's so cool. What was something that happened that you either didn't expect or where you felt unprepared, or maybe something that surprised you in a good way? And how do you deal with this?
I honestly wasn't quite prepared for the slip and slide kickball. That really, that was exciting in a way that I was not prepared for. It was a great experience, but yeah, I was not prepared for that experience in full, yeah.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well, that concludes LEAD 2026.
Thank you to all the people that support this camp and everyone involved.
I had an amazing time. I learned so much about what it's really like being a part of the class.
I know that it's been an exhausting
and exciting
experience, but I hope that every camper at LEAD learned something new and had a wonderful time.
And thank you to you for watching the LEAD News Network.
Tune in next year for more news that leads the way.